Back in the garage, having some fun.
Oh yeah!
So this week, I had some money set up. I was gonna get a slip yoke for the Lincoln and was gonna do some things to the rear end. And then I figured out that I needed, instead of a slip yoke. So here she sits, slip yokeless, slip yokeless. And I have a new lawnmower. So I guess that's cool. It's an electric sucker, check it out. It's got a headlight, so it's kind of cool. Cuts grass really good. But my car doesn't sit up any higher in the back. Being an adult, number one dumbest thing I decided to do in my life. Kind of just happens though. Whatever. I was checking everywhere for one, and Black Magic's out of stock on them. They said they won't have stock for like 2 weeks. I'm trying to check a few different like local spots. See if anybody local to me has a slip yoke or can make one. That would be cool. Checking some of the drive shaft shops. But I did get some tubing, 2x2 1/4-inch wall tubing, a little bit of plate. Gonna make some drop mounts. Hopefully make some drop mounts. That's the goal anyway. And then I also got, oh yeah, got a big old plate, 3/16. With this, I think I'm gonna do something with the rear end. Probably run reinforcement along the bottom of the rear end. And maybe if I have some left over, make some plates for the rear arches of the frame rails. Do a little reinforcing there. It's gonna be a real fun time cutting it with the cutoff wheel. I can just imagine. I got a plasma cutter. See it? It's right up there. But it's made for like 1/8 inch steel. On a good day, it'll cut 1/8 inch. So I won't do the 3/16. I really need to get a good plasma cutter for that because that would just make life a lot easier. So I'm probably gonna end up tearing this thing back apart, pulling the rear end out of it soon, and doing some reinforcement to that. Hopefully soon I can get a slip yoke for it, get that installed. Shouldn't take too long to do all that. It's not real detail oriented stuff. It's just measuring, cutting, welding, cleaning up. It's not like the paint, you know, where you got to sit for a few days. When you're out in the garage doing that kind of stuff, you can just kind of get after it. You don't have to wait for dry time and all that. So that'll help, I think, make it go a little faster, a little more enjoyable. Just got to figure out a good spot to set the Lincoln in this mess of a garage so that I can pull the rear end out and have enough room to work. I've been hopping this sucker quite a bit. Getting pretty low. See that? Spring's breaking in pretty good. But we still got some daylight. So I'm gonna try to go on a little cruise, I think. Yeah. Not with the Lincoln though. More adult type stuff to do. So if it's not the Lincoln, what's it gonna be? None of those either. You ready? I'm gonna make this real dramatic. Check it out. I'm gonna make it real dramatic. I'm gonna put my hand up because people on Craigslist do this. I don't know if people can, are people able to like break into your home through your license plate? I don't know. But here it is. Oh yeah, check that out. This is my 2003 G-Ride. Bug deflector all day. Cloudy headlights all night. Bald tires. Straightest body ever. crisp lines, rust-free. Never been in an accident. Yeah, it's a minivan. Don't worry. 173K on her. Got a note from the previous owner. Says it was all highway. Let's see if she starts. Like a dream. First time, every time. Well, not here lately. That's actually why I'm driving it. She's got a little bit of an issue. That's why I'm driving it tonight. Seat belt. Can't be too thugging this thing, so seatbelt doesn't hurt. But if you're gonna be thug, minivan's a good thing to drive, because who's gonna guess that there's just a straight G riding in that thing? So why is a swagged out lowrider dude like myself driving a minivan? You might be asking yourself. If you're not asking yourself, you should be asking yourself. Well, my wife works at the school, and it's about summertime, and so she's going to be off for the summer, and she watches our niece and nephews, which they're triplets, and then has our 2 kids. So she needs a van to drive in the summer. Sir, I don't want to hit your dog, but I will. How's it going?
What's up?
I didn't hit his dog. I'm a nice guy. So I had some issues with this sucker. Thing would run really good, and then it would decide to not run at all, which is awesome. And I was so confused because there was no check engine light on this thing. Started thinking, because when you turn your key over, all the lights in your dash should come on, if there's lights in them. So if you guys are out, if you don't know that, if you're out looking for a used car or something, one thing to check is just turn the ignition over, don't start it, turn it over, look at your dash and check all your lights on the dash, because the check engine light should light up to let you know that it's working, and then it should shut off once it's started. Same with your airbag lights, all your lights should do that. So that's a good thing to check to see if somebody disconnected the light, because people can be sneaky. So I never thought to do that on this thing, but when we first bought it, it was running great. It's been running great for about a year. I mean, it's an old minivan. Stuff happens. So I turned the key over, yeah, there's no light in the thing, so that's why there's no check engine light. Put a bulb in it. This thing's got like 6 or 7 different codes, a couple for the evap system, and then a few for the map sensor. So I replaced the map sensor, and it started up. Sounds good, so I'm just taking on a little cruise to make sure everything's fixed for the wife. Yeah, I had a good time this weekend. Got a little cruising in, which was nice. Went downtown with a buddy of mine, which we haven't done in a long time. It used to be kind of the thing to do when you're younger. Go downtown and scoop the loop. So we went and did that. I mean, I got 2 kids, he's got 3 kids. It's kind of hard to find time. So we did that. That was kind of fun. We even stayed out late. I'm talking like midnight. I know, pretty crazy. Then I went cruising with a local lowrider club. That was fun to see a bunch of lowriders here in my area all together. It's a pretty rare sight. The only other time that I remember doing that was like back in 2004, 5. When I had my first lowrider, I was 14, and I drive that thing down to Hardee's fast food joint by my house, and they had a car show on Fridays. I drive it down there, and there'd be a group of lowriders that always met up down there. And that's kind of what got me into it, was seeing those. I remember going up there with my dad and seeing them. And so I built one when I was 14. Well, I didn't build it, but I paid a guy to have it built. Just put airbags on it. It was a 93 Thunderbird. I had a lot of fun with that car. I think the van's fixed. Minivan made it. It's back to being a reliable kid hauling machine. I doubt it, but at least it's running for now. And my wife can drive it and I won't have to worry about having to leave work all the time to pick her up. So yeah, hopefully here soon I can do a little more work to this Lincoln. I've really been enjoying driving it though, so I'm kind of afraid to start tearing it back apart, but I would like to have a few things done in the back. Hopefully gonna make some drop mounts, reinforce the rear end. If I got enough steel left over, I'll make some plates. If not, it's not a big deal. I have a buddy that can get me those plates pretty reasonably priced. Yeah, that's the goal. So hopefully we can accomplish it. Thanks for watching. Let me shut this thing off.